It's built like a Sherman tank, but it's a Joe's Motor Pool wide mouth tank. And we're going to install it with the mouth of the South. Welcome back to Team G503. We're going to be installing this Joe's Motor Pool wide mouth gas tank. It is a fantastic reproduction. It's one of the best I've seen. The first thing we're going to want to do is seal up that drain plug properly. So I'm going to go ahead here and take my kinetics pliers and just unscrew this plug. This is going to be important as you really want that drain plug sealed up, because after you install this gas tank, if it's not, you might wind up with a gas leak in your sump, and then you'll be all angry and have to take everything all apart. There you see the threads. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Permatex thread sealer, and then we're just going to apply that just in a thin layer around the outside of the threads, and then we'll make sure we cover everything up real nice, and that way we can make sure we have a good seal on there when we put the plug back in. I'm just going to make a little bead here around the perimeter of this plug, and then I'm going to take my finger after I've got enough on there. You don't want to put an awful lot, but you do want to make sure everything's sealed up. We'll take my finger here, and I'm just going to smear this into the threads. And I do it so you just cover the top of the outside of the threads, and that should give you enough sealant on there to make sure that you get a good seal. After you've got everything all covered up, we're ready for the install. There's no need to install any sealant on the female part of the threads that's on the gas tank itself. I'm going to show you a little trick here on how to make that sealant, make sure it works into the threads on both sides. I've found that if you install the plug and you work it back and forth or twist left and right as you're installing it, that's going to make sure that the sealant gets installed in both sides of the threads. So we'll go a little bit in like that, and then we'll turn it kind of backwards a little bit, work it back and forth, and we're going to get a good coat of sealant between both of the threads, both male and female. Once you've got that kind of finger tight and wound down, you can go ahead and take your pliers and give it a good snug and a tighten up. These are pipe threads, so they're actually snugged and they're tapered, so as the further as the plug goes into the gas tank, that's where you're going to get your seal. As you see, just work back and forth, and you're going to make sure that sealant gets all in those threads and it doesn't get pushed out the sides. Go back here with my kinetics pliers here, and I'm just going to give this one last little snugging, make sure everything is all tight, and then I can go back in and wipe up any excess sealant that's on the outside of that plug with just a little cloth, just to make for a nice clean job. And there we go. We know our tank is all sealed up with the drain plug, and we can proceed on. I've got myself here a Joe's Motor Pool kit. It's the gas tank anti-squeak kit, as they call it. It's basically a bunch of cloth or felt strips that go between the fuel tank and the sump on the body, and it prevents the gas tank from rubbing against the sump. You see here, when they come out of the package here, we've got some different lengths. In the instructions, they're all listed as 1 inch wide, but different lengths. There's a 6-inch length, there's a 7 1/4 inch length, there's a 9 1/2 inch length, and an 18-inch length. What's nice about these is there's already an adhesive installed on the back of the pads, and all you have to do is remove that protective strip and then stick them to your gas tank. I've got them kind of laid out here on the top of the tank just so I can show you the different lengths and then the order I'm going to install them. These are the D's, the inch by 18. And then the next ones that I'll be installing after that are going to be the A's, which are the inch by 6-inch length. And then we've got the C's, which are the inch and 9 1/2 inch length. And finally, the B's, which are the inch and 7 1/4 inch length. I'm going to start with the D's. They're the inch by 18. And here we go. You've got that adhesive back on there. And what I'm going to do is kind of just lay them out here on the bottom of the gas tank. And that's the area that would go into the sump on the body. I'm going to lay them down here to kind of get them straight and eyeballed up. Then I'm going to take a tape measure. And the way that I'm going to measure these is you want these about 2 inches in from the flat side of the radius on the tank. I'll show you what I mean. If we had an imaginary angle that came up from over this top of this plane on the back side there, that's where you'd want to measure the 2 inches from. The ends of the strip will go right to those seams there that are folded on the gas tank, and I'll show you that in a second. I've already peeled the backing off this one, and again, I'm going to set it in about the 2 inches that I measured, and then I'm just going to set it to the outside of the tabs, kind of eyeballing it. I know I'm being a little bit brave here, because once that adhesive sticks, it's stuck, and then we just stick it down and then rub it with our hands. I'll show you how the backing comes off these. I apologize for not filming that on the first one. You just simply grab the protective tape and then just peel it downwards into kind of a 45-degree angle. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to install this back strip. If you hold it taut, like I do with my 2 thumbs and my fingers, and you just simply put it down and then push it down with your fingers, make it simple. Don't try to overthink this and try to be too slow. Just place it where you think it should go and press it down, and then we'll take that little measurement that I showed you in the beginning, and we're right at 2 inches there, so I guess my eyes are not playing tricks on me today. The 2-inch mark just gives you a good reference point to where that tank is going to sit and ride in the sump, and you want that area to be protected. The next strips we'll be moving on to are the B strips. So those are the ones that are 7¼ inches long, and they are close to the 6s, so you want to double check with your tape measure. Yes, these are 7¼ You don't want to misplace them, and we're going to put these right here on the radius of the tank on both sides. It's going to almost touch that strip, probably 1/4 inch away, and again, we're going to use that 2-inch mark from the outside edge there of the tank to install this. Just go ahead and peel the backing off. Here we're going to be a little bit more brave here because we're going to take a chance here, and I'm going to show you a little trick on how to get this at 2 inches from the outside. So we'll go ahead and we'll stick this top area at the 2-inch mark, and we'll almost touch that first strip we did, about 1/4 inch down. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that finger that we've got there placed on the tape measure, and we're going to slowly drag it down over the side of the radius, just keeping the same distance over as you work that on with your other finger and thumb, and just lightly press it to the tank for the time being. Make sure that you keep it tight to all the radiuses, as those are going to be important as you install the tank also. Just go right down here to the bottom, and once we've got it all stuck, we'll go back with our hand and give it a good pressing to make sure the adhesive sticks. We'll do the exact same thing to the opposite side, again using the tape measure to just kind of go down the outside edge, using that finger as a guide, and then work that into the radiuses, and then make sure it sticks by pressing it once the last time. Again, these tabs are almost touching that first strip we installed by about 1/4 inch. The next strips we'll be putting in are these 6-inch long ones, or the A-marked ones. We'll just double check, make sure they're 6 inches. And these are going to be installed on the short little radius here on the front side of the tank, or the side that would be facing towards your passenger seat. And the only difference is that one's going to go into the little indent that's already formed into the tank. Again, we're going to use our 2-inch mark. I've already got the adhesive taken off the back of this one. And then we're going to turn the tape measure sideways because we're going to want the top of that to be about 1.75 inches off of the center of that radius. Now, before I stick this, I'm just going to go ahead and double check. I'll tack the top with my finger there, and then I'll again follow down the 2-inch mark on the side seam there of the tank, and this little end of the tab is going to roll just over the end of that radius there, as you can see there on the bottom of the screen. Just go ahead and press those down, make sure the adhesive sticks. On the other side here, it's going to be just a little bit different because we've got that indent that we've got to go into. It's the same measurement from the radius. That tab, though, is going to go inside that indent. So we're just going to measure from the side 2 inches as we've been doing, 1.75 inches, tack the tab at the top with one finger, and then follow that down the outside edge of the tank until you get to that second radius there. That's where that little indent is, and then just fold it inside there and push that area tight with your thumb, and then work your way up to the top of the strip there and make sure everything's secure. The last strips that need to be installed are the C mark strips, or the 9.5-inch long ones. And we'll go ahead and measure them, even though we know these are only the last ones we've got. Just make sure everything's on the up and up. These are installed on the back side there, next to the strip that we installed in the beginning of the video. Again, 1/4 inch from those, and you can just use the tape measure to use that same 2-inch mark to go down the outside seam there as you place your strip up alongside the back side here of the tank, and then again, just press it down with your hand. This adhesive works really, really well. I have seen if I could pull it off after I've stuck these down to the tank, and you can, but you stand a chance of damaging it. So just take your time as you're installing these. It's not difficult to do. Now that you've got the measurements, everything should be easy. Now, once we've got that back strip in, now we're going to have some real fun. We're going to install the fuel sending unit into the tank. And you see here, this is going to be a very important thing here. I want to show you these machine screws, but I also want to show you this Joe's Motor Pool fuel sending unit. This is the most high quality fuel sending unit that I have seen to date from any manufacturer. I love that brass float. That is absolutely fantastic. It's not plastic, and it also comes with the gaskets and the screws and the fasteners that are needed to install it. Part of the fuel gauge system is the fuel sending unit is actually grounded into the tank using these screws. So we want to make sure that the threads in these holes are completely clean before we install the sending unit, as again, it does play part in the grounding of the fuel sending unit. So what I'm going to do is take a 832 tap, and I'm going to tap these threads. Now, there's no pain in those threads from the factory there. However, there could be some debris, a little rust speck in there, and it's going to cause you want a really clean surface as those screws are going to ground. So what I'm going to do is take my shock vac, and I'm simply going to turn this tap into those threads. It's not hard to do. You shouldn't have any resistance, but that tap will clean any sort of foreign particles or debris or any maybe excess paint that's on there, and so your screws will ground to the top there. Just go around here, and we're just going to take this and do just a few turns is all it takes to clean them out, and there is a channel that's underneath there, so you really don't stand a big chance of getting debris into your tank. However, the shop vac is going to make it really nice and make sure that we don't get any inside the tank. You go ahead with the tap there and just do all 5 screw holes just to be sure that everything's clean before we install the unit. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That simple operation could save you a bunch of aggravation in the future. Okay, now let's look at the tank here, and we've got everything cleaned up, and notice that the pattern on that is not exactly square. There's only one way this can be installed, and you're going to install it with the float towards the deep end or the sump end of the tank. And also, the gasket there goes on. You see the pattern there. It can only go on one way to match up all the different holes. You'll kind of have to play around with that a little bit until you get it the way it's supposed to go. Once you see this lined up, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, is how there's only one way those screws can go. Now we'll go ahead and we'll take our setting unit. You see how it coincides there with the same holes that I just showed you. We're going to turn it sideways like this with the float facing towards the bottom, and then push it forward. Just gently push it forward. You don't want to bend that arm on the inside there or force anything up, because it should go in very, very easily. We'll hold the gasket here, and then that caps over the top of the form in the gas tank. Before I put any of the screws into the sending unit, I want to show you this protective cover that is made by Joe's Motor Pool that you'll have to order separately, but that sits on top there and protects the wire and the connection that's on the gas tank, and I'll show you that in the next couple videos that we do here. It can only go on one way, so we're going to set it on its position right here, and that'll let us know what two screw holes we can put the fasteners to that we can keep the fuel sending unit in place for the time being until it's installed into the tub of the Jeep. The sending unit comes with the hardware, and there is 5 of the 8 32nd by 3/8 inch screws, and we've got the internal style star washer that we're going to install. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to install one of the fasteners at the top and then one at the bottom there. I won't put the ones in that hold the protective cover in there for the time being. And while I'm screwing these in here, I want to let you know that all the parts in these videos that you're watching are available at www.rfjp.com, Ron Fitzpatrick Jeep Parts. If you'd like to subscribe to Team G503, you can do so by clicking that subscribe button there on the bottom of your screen, and also hit the bell so you know when we release new videos. Stay tuned for in the very near future for part 2 of the gas tank installation videos, and until next time, my friends, keep it safe and happy Jeeping.